things happen. So we're going to fight through it. So we're back. Read that Daniel's 12:4 one more time. Read that Daniel's 12:4 so that now we can be up to speed and kind of get into this. We're going to hopefully not be too much longer. But yeah, go to Daniel's 12 and verse 4.
Did it
Right.
go off?
Huh?
It didn't pop up yet. Take a couple seconds.
Yeah, it's all gravy. Let's read. Come on.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 4.
Daniel's 12:4. Go ahead.
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
There you go. Right. Shut it up. Right. It's not meant for right now. Go ahead.
Many shall run to and fro.
And that's many different things, not only on a spiritual aspect of the truth, the knowledge, but also physical, right? We see it today, migration, right? When you start dealing with our people fighting to come to America, the Haitians going through the water, going through all the turmoil, the chaos. You got economic collapse, different people. I got to go to Hawaii. Hawaii people's coming to America, the big island. You got to look about Hawaii. A lot of the residents of Hawaii are being moved out because a lot of millionaires are moving in and they're taking over a lot of their properties. You got to look at that. Yeah. So the to and fro is not only just spiritual, it's also physical because of what's befalling in the world. Think about it. Everybody wants to go what? Overseas. Everybody's moving to Thailand. They're moving to Philippines. You got people moving to Ghana, right? Because a lot of people think that they can avoid what's going to happen. You got the rich white folks, Esau, that's buying bunkers. They're buying these different facilities thinking that it's going to protect them against the day of the Lord. So this Daniel's 12:4, not only was it talking about our spirits, right, seeking knowledge and wisdom, thirsting for understanding, but it's also speaking about the physical aspect of it. Go ahead.
Many shall run to and fro. And knowledge shall be increased.
There you go. Knowledge shall be what?
And knowledge shall be increased.
Yeah, what's that knowledge being increased? Again, dealing with AI. Dealing with the wisdom of the word. Listen, dealing with books. Everything is on a higher level. When it comes to social media, come on, man. We're seeing things now that was happening back in the 60s and 70s, but because social media technology wasn't increased, right? We really didn't see it. So the Most High is doing a crazy work in these last days, especially for us. Right. For those that are wise and able to see. Go to 2 Ezra 6 and 20. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 20. And again, like I said before, we were so abruptly cut off, is that we need these scriptures in showing us how the Most High is walking us through what's going to befall his children and the world. And a lot of the churches don't understand this. So when they start seeing this awakening, when they start seeing this movement of righteousness, it's not a Hebrew Israelite movement. It's a movement of righteousness. It's a movement about reclaiming our heritage. It's a movement of now dispelling the lies, because that's all Esau does is what? Lie.
Yeah.
Liar, liar. His pants has been on fire. He been a hater from the beginning, right? But the Father is showing us so that we can recognize what we're really involved with. And that's why you don't have to second guess. And it also gives you what? It gives you motivation and comfort to keep pushing forward, right? To actually start reading and start embodying yourself in what the Father is telling you that we have to go through. So let's read this. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 20. Come on.
2 Ezra chapter 6. Verse 20.
2 Ezra's in the Apocrypha. Now, he doesn't have the Apocrypha. Somebody pass him Apocrypha. Oh, we got one? Oh, you got your new book? Oh, who's this guy, man? Huh? You been had it? Oh, hey, man, you locked and loaded, man. What Bible is that? Let me see that. What Bible is that? You locked and loaded, man. What's the name of it? The brand. Let me see the spine. Let me see the spine of it. Let me see that spine. Oh, you got that boy with the
Apocrypha?
Oh, you got that boy.
I was about to get this one. It says only 40.
Oh, you went to Barnes & Nobles?
Nah.
Online? Okay, there you go. There you go. All praises. Let's read. Come on.
2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 20.
Right, 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 20. Go ahead.
And when the world that shall begin to vanish away.
Y'all hear this? When the what?
And when the world that shall begin to vanish away.
Let me show y'all. and let me bring back to your mind is that America, this world is vanishing away. If you haven't seen, poverty's at a high level, right? Chaos, discord in the world. We're at the brink of war. It's war. We are at the brink of war right now, Azariah. Iran turning it up because why? Israel did. We can no longer remain quiet because of a nation that has the capability to destroy everybody. So now you want to police the world. But as they police the world, you also have the BRICS. The BRICS is included of China, North Korea, Russia, Burkina Faso, right? All these nations that's separate from America and Israel and their little tin horn or European economic system, right? The world is on the brink of what? Read it again. Y'all got to hear this clearly because this will get your spirit right. Because it'll cause you to ask, where are you going to go when your day comes? Where are you going to go when Christ comes and sees you? When he comes now to judge you? Let's read this. Come on.
Verse 20.
Yeah.
And when the
now,
world,
remember, book, chapter, and verse. Come on.
2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 20.
Read.
And when the world that shall begin to vanish away,
come on,
shall be finished, then will I show these tokens.
But he says when it begins to vanish, and that's what we're seeing. The beginning of a vanishing, not saying that it just started like last week. This happened when Christ died. That was the beginning of the end. That last occupancy coming on down from the Romans to now this Greco-Roman ruled world that we're in today underneath America's guidance, it's starting to vanish away. And it says shall be finished. When it's completed, go ahead. Then what?
Then will I show these tokens.
I'm going to start giving you this wisdom, this understanding. Go ahead.
The books shall be opened.
Come on.
Before the firmament.
Read.
And they shall see all together.
What are we going to be seeing? Colossians 1 and 26. What are we going to be seeing? Let's get into this. Colossians chapter 1 and verse 26. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 20, it says, as the world vanishes away, that is now the time when those books were going to be unsealed, right? You start calling out what? You a Hebrew Israelite. You had blacks in the 60s and 50s and brothers like Nat Turner that knew that they were Israelites. Harriet Tubman that knew that they were Israelites. Why? Because we were moving into what? Those last days. The vanishing of the world. One thing with Israel is that, and when I say Israel, you so-called black, Latino, and Native Americans, we don't have a lot of historical knowledge. Right. History knowledge to even understand what went down in World War I, what went down in World War II, or even before that. We don't know about 1453, whenever the Ottoman Turk Empire overthrew Constantinople, which was modern day Turkey, which was a black man in that seat by the name of Constantine. A lot of our people don't even know that history, that was one of our black strongholds. Constantine was a black man under the Roman Catholic Church, aka Byzantine Empire, that was an Israelite. He might not have been the best, but look where we at today. We know why we're here. But the point of it is a lot of our people don't have this history to understand how the world has been vanishing right away. How now the powers were switching over into now rulership of who? Satan, aka Esau, the white man, right? His physical counterpart. Y'all with me? I know I'm Liddy. Right? It's a nice topic, man. It's going to be a good series. Throw out a briefer, because it's going to be nice to walk through it, right? So let's read where we at. Come on.
Colossians chapter 1, verse 26.
What were we now going to see in these last days when the world starts to vanish away, right? When good old the American dream is going to be demolished, right? All the lies and hypocrisy, all the pain, all the tears, all the homosexuality, right? All of the distorted outlooks, all the false imagery. Go ahead.
Colossians chapter 1, verse 26.
Go ahead.
Even the mystery which have been hid from ages.
Even the mystery that have been what?
Hid from ages.
Because the mystery of God has been healed, just like he said in Daniel's 12. It was sealed up. Our people didn't know who they were. Go ahead.
Which have been hid from ages.
Go ahead.
And from generations.
Go ahead.
But now is made manifest to his saints.
Now it's being made what?
Manifest to his saints.
So let me ask y'all, what do y'all think the mystery is that's being made manifest to the saints today? Online. Put a 7 in chat if you can hear us clear. Chat. What is being made manifest? What mystery is it? What you think it is, Bree?
The truth of who Israel really is.
There we go. Straight to the point. The truth of who the Israelites truly are. Especially according to prophecy at what was going to befall them. They were going to be cast off in the midst of nations. They were going to be scattered in all four corners of the earth. That was a prophecy. Let's get that real quick about this mystery. Go to Deuteronomy 28. Go to Deuteronomy 28. I think it's 36, right? Deuteronomy 28. No, it's four corners. Even at Deuteronomy 28, right? Let's get this real quick. Deuteronomy chapter. What you got? Where you at? Deuteronomy. It's actually, my apologies. It's Deuteronomy. Oh, yeah. We can do that. 28:64. You know what? No, go to Deuteronomy 32:26. Let's go there. Deuteronomy 32:26. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 26 in regards about how it was a mystery hid for ages. Well, what was the mystery? Because you got to understand what? Prophecy. You got to read. A lot of us got to do more reading. We got to now sit down and relax our mind and get off Creflo Dollar. Get off these old fly-by-night pastors that aren't teaching anything, that tries to tell you, don't worry about the image. Let's read this. Deuteronomy 32 and verse what? 26. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 26.
Go ahead.
I say, I will scatter them into corners.
You hear that? God says, remember, Deuteronomy 28 is the curses. But he's also adding, if you don't follow, he's going to do what?
I say, I will scatter them into corners.
He's going to scatter us into the corners. You know what the corners represent? The world. That's why our people's in Europe. We're in Barcelona, right? We're in China, Sanim, right? We're in these different areas. We're in Pathros. We're in Egypt because our people are scattered. How are we scattered? Through slavery. We were scattered through oppression. Go ahead.
I will make the remembrance of them to cease.
Do y'all hear that?
Among men.
He's going to do what?
Make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
And this is what the world knows, is that the name of Israel was going to cease. Through what? Us being scattered. So when you look at these doggone rats in Israel today, we know that that is not Israel, the true Israelites. Because the Most High said we were going to be scattered. Y'all see that? So we understand that the mystery, yes, is Israel coming back to understand who we are. Don't call me black no more, man. My phenotype ain't like these other individuals.
No.
I'm God's chosen child. Revelations 11 and 8. Let's get into some prophecy. Revelations chapter 11, verse 8, in regards of it being made manifest. Our history, our knowledge, our wisdom being brought back to us. Being made manifest to us. Revelations chapter 11 and verse 8.
Revelations.
Yeah, we touching a little bit of prophecy.
11. Verse 8.
So let's go to this Revelations chapter 11 and verse 8. Say calm when you have it. All right, because we're on this part of what? The spiritual awakening of Israel. That's why sisters are wearing dresses. Got your head covered during class. Brothers is pulling up their pants. Right? Putting a belt on. You ain't sagging everywhere you're going to. You're not laying down with any type of woman anymore. Because why? You are starting to understand the standard of God, the standard of a man and the standard of a woman that we have to fight to uphold. He said this was going to be made manifest to his saints. Let's read. Come on.
Revelations chapter 11, verse 8.
Here we go. Come on.
And their dead bodies.
And their what?
And their dead bodies.
Here we go, because it's speaking about who? It's speaking about Israel. It says their dead bodies. Go ahead.
Shall lie in the streets of the great city.
And we know this great city is what? It's actually speaking, as it keeps going, it's speaking about America, a.k.a. Babylon, a.k.a. the great whore. And as we go into it, Sodom and Egypt. But when it talks about this dead body, what is it speaking of? It's speaking about Israel being spiritually dead. That's why we do what? We, what do they call it with the fraternities when you lock into that group? You pledge.
Yeah, come on.
That's why we pledge foreign entities.
Wow.
The Greeks is not our culture, but because we're spiritually dead, we don't know who we are. We have nowhere to claim. We now are doing what? Inseminating ourselves in the white man's culture.
Wow. Yeah.
We're spiritually dead. We're passing around drugs in our neighborhoods and destroying our people for a few dollars because why? We are spiritually dead. We want to pull the gun out and kill everybody that looks like us because why? We are spiritually dead in the streets. But it says in that great city, and America's that great city where everybody wants to come to. It's a better life. You know, you got the, what is it? Picket fence, dog, and 2.5 child.
Yeah, white picket fence.
Huh? The American dream. You can come and get it, man. You can be an entrepreneur. You could be a millionaire any type of way. The legit way or the wicked way. Everybody, man, all the dope lords want to come here to America.
Oh, right. And they hide away.
But the Lord is saying is that those individuals here in America are spiritually dead. Read it again, verse 8.
Revelations chapter 11, verse 8.
Go ahead.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city.
There you go. Go ahead. And we lie in the streets now. That's why we be in the streets. Don't know what to do with our time. Unoccupied, idle. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called.
Hold on. Which what?
Spiritually.
So the Most High said this great city had spiritual attributes of what?
It's called Sodom and Egypt.
Right. So it's called spiritual what? Sodom. You know what Sodom represents? Anal penetration, homosexuality. America is going to be known spiritually as Sodom. Why? Because this is the land you could be wherever the hell you want to. You can allow anybody to plug any toy in you. It'll be all right. Right? You get the videos now on YouTube that's uncensored. What's some of the freakiest things you ever did? Them little videos that's everywhere. What's the little freakiest thing you did? You know what the women say? Well, the freakiest thing is that, you know, this guy, he brought some toys into the bed, but instead of using it on me, he wanted to use it on what? On him. Because we in spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. Where anything goes, man. You got Tank, grown men talking about what? Eat the groceries up. Talking about he like his legs behind his neck. Nigga, what?
What's that, Tank Davis?
No, not Tank Davis. Tank the singer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Not Brody.
Oh, man.
But Tank the singer. What's his name? Kevin Gates. Talking about he drink his woman's pee in the car if she got to use the bathroom. Just pee in my mouth.
Oh, my gosh.
Diddy. Turning out who? Diddy turning out everybody. Everybody getting turned out by Diddy, man. Looking at all these different accounts, and a lot of these, it was a guy I watched last night. He was a so-called escort / I forget the term. It was a nice, sophisticated term that they use for this
gigolo?
Wicked Negro. Nah, he was like, it's not only a gigolo, you can also take a person's rib spouse on a date. So I forget what they call it. But that's the point, though, is like he even has what? Homosexual tendencies about him, that effeminate spirit, as he was up there dealing with them. Jane Doe, which we know is 50 Cent's baby mama. Yeah. A little bit louder, come on.
Don't forget about Nature Boy.
There you go, Nature Boy, right? That had a lot of weird stuff, and you know, talking about his child can look at him naked and grab his organs. Like, what is going on? Right? But why? We're here in spiritual Sodom and what?
And Egypt.
And Egypt representing what? Captivity. And a lot of us can't leave. You're a felon. A lot of us can't leave. Why? You're broke, right? And not only that, we've already been institutionalized with not leaving where we're comfortable at. A lot of brothers don't even leave the hood.
No.
You don't leave the city. We're in Rochester. You been to Canada yet? Okay, hey, you a few. A lot of us have not even left to go to Canada. We ain't number 45 minutes away. You know, but why though? It's because we're bound here in America. America has deceived and manipulated our minds to think this is all we have. There's nothing outside of this city. There's nothing outside of what I'm normally used to doing. So the Most High is saying is that he's manifesting this truth to them that are what? Spiritually dead. Come on, man. Our people are spiritually dead. We're looking at the things of America and we love it. We give our soul to it, not knowing what? You're destroying yourself. Like that man that just killed himself in his rib. That supposedly had a whole Facebook reality going on and whatever, the information, wisdom.
Right.
But you were feeding her foolishness. And look what she did to you now. Put you on blast and you couldn't take it.
Man.
You recorded it and you killed her on basically, I think he killed her on live, didn't he?
Huh?
Yeah, they said she was talking and you saw the phone fall. That was, I think, when he said he killed her. He killed himself. Come on, And they look like they had a nice little location. But they don't see those things, huh? Living good, eating good, right? But the Most High said that, read that verse 8 one more time and go down to verse 9.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street
Go ahead.
of the great city.
Yeah, in the great city. That great city is talking about America. It's talking about here, the USA, home of all fruitcakes, right? Home of bestiality, home of the murderers, right? Home of the cowards, like the Iranians. Oh, you know what it was? It wasn't the Iranian. It was the guy. So I watched the movie London Falling. Good movie. But there was a point when he got on I don't know where he was from, but he got on the camera and he said, you like to hide and comfort in your land while you remotely destroy families. That's what America does. They hide in their comfortability as they destroy things around them. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Go ahead.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
What does this mean when it says our Lord? It's a jam-packed scripture. When it says our Lord was crucified, not only is it talking physically, right? But this is actually talking about when his image was crucified. Here in America, we now associate a white man when it comes to Christ. Y'all see that? When it comes to his color, it's been hidden from us. Those are the things that have been destroyed and crucified. Read that last part again.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Go ahead.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies.
You hear that? All the other nations are going to see us. That's why they come in on our neighborhoods and take advantage. Read that again, verse 9.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies.
Go ahead.
3 days and a half.
This 3.5 day, this is just representing 350 years of us being in captivity. Us being dead in the spirit, and the nations saw it, and the nations took advantage of it. That's why Chinese restaurants come where? To our neighborhood, man. And a lot of times when you go to a Chinese spot, they're not even eating the food they serve to us.
No.
Because we know why. They're taking advantage of the spiritual dead. Spiritually dead. We don't care about our health. We don't care about our families. All we want to do is what? Party and get wasted and do it on repeat. This is what the Father is showing us in this great awakening, man, is that the nations know that we're the sleeping giant, and they want to keep us slumbering. They want to keep you slumbering by the money. They want to keep you slumbering by the fictitious politic hope, right? All our brothers and sisters of the Northern Kingdom, they hoped in Trump. And look what he's doing now. He got you running for the roads, right? But it says that our bodies were going to be there for 3.5 or 3 days and a half, representing 350 years asleep in America, right? Technically from 1620, the slave trade, to 1970, which is when that first real awakening really increased. Our forefathers started to do what? Started to now recognize about this truth. And unfortunately, a lot of Christians don't understand this.
Right.
You start looking at these men that start bringing out the word and wisdom, And they try to say what? Oh, that's Masonic.
Yeah.
There's nothing Masonic about what we do.
Con.
Everything is biblical. So how do you now equate what we do to Masons?
Yeah.
Because of maybe where they may have came from. We got dope dealers, murderers, all types of people amongst us that have to do what? Be converted from their old ways. This ain't no Masonic code. We don't got nobody wearing pumps. Tahara, I made you wear pumps, sock. There you go. I made you walk around at nighttime getting some money off the block. I made you do something weird. Did I ever say something to y'all that I told y'all never repeat this? Y'all keep this a secret. This is only for in-house.
Right.
No, because why? What we say in secret, we'll say on the rooftop. But just showing is that we're here spiritually dead, man, and the nations are laughing at us. These prophecies, a lot of our people don't understand. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 9 is talking about Israel being spiritually dead. Read verse 9 one more time.
Verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations, nations shall see their dead bodies.
There you go.
3 days and a half.
But it says in the tongues and nations, talking about these other people. Go ahead.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right. So what is this? They got dead bodies just on the road, walking dead? No. We're spiritually dead. We ain't going in no graves. We walking around like zombies. Y'all see that? Lamentations 2 and 15, just on this point, about how now these nations and these different nationalities of people, they see what we're going through. They understand the statistics when it comes to the abortion rate in our neighborhoods. They understand that the statistic rate of children having higher education. They know this. Lamentations 2 and 15. So we have to understand is that the Most High is awakening the spiritually dead. It don't matter if you got a few dollars in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? You a master mechanic. Right. You know, you got certain skills. The Most High, that's not wisdom, or that is not knowledge or wisdom in his eyes. Right. In regards to these certain trades. The Most High is looking at, man, do you know what's real? Do you know what's been hidden? Do you know what's gonna befall in these last days? So let's read this. Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 5. Come on.
Verse 5?
2 and 15, my apologies.
Lamentations chapter 2, verse 15.
Any questions so far? Go ahead.
And all that pass by,
come on,
clap their hands at thee.
Right. So all them that pass by what? Our kingdom when it fell. Right? When it fell, we were in a destitute state. For those that do not know, Israel ruled the world. Right? From Adam to Noah to Abraham, coming all the way up to David and Saul, all the way down to southern kingdom was Zedekiah, northern kingdom was Hosea. We ruled. And mind you, we had some little captivities. We used to rule the world, which means that we ruled the nations. Yeah. So if we were the nations and our enemy fell, you don't think they'll be happy? They were happy at our fall because they no longer are subjected to what? Righteousness. Right? To that standard. But let's keep reading. Come on.
All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
Go ahead.
They hiss and wag their heads at the daughter of Jerusalem.
Speaking about the people of Jerusalem, is that these nations they make fun of. Right? That's them. Right? They mock us. That's why they mock blacks. They mock you Latinos. Go ahead.
Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
Do y'all hear that? Is this the city that they call the perfection of beauty? The nations knew this about us, y'all. Go back to Rahab the harlot. She said, your fame is in the land. They knew who we were. But when we fell, this is right after Jeremiah, Devontae, Lamentations 2. When we fell, what happened? The nations loved it. And that's why the nations love us seeing what? Seeing us smoke cigarettes, smoke that vape, whore your body out. You on a constant divorce rate every 3 years. You don't want to watch your children because you're too busy going to the club. You don't care about your health, so you're overweight, you're obese. Now you start to get sick and you die off. And you go to the doctor to use their medication. They love it. They love these things. Go ahead.
This is the city that men call the perfection of beauty.
Go ahead.
The joy of the world, the joy of the whole earth.
Come on.
All thy enemies.
All thy what?
All thy enemies.
Because these people are our enemies. This is what the Most High is waking us up to, y'all. Is that we're spiritually taking off the sleep out of our eye, that cry, and understanding what this world is really about that we live in. Put down the drink, put down the weed smoke, the confusion, the chaos, right? The domestic violence. And let's look at what's really important that the Most High is trying to show us. We're being woken up, but we're being woken up to the fact that we have enemies. And that's why you can't trust everybody, man. You can't, especially those that are moving outside of the spirit that the Most High showed you he wanted you to be around. Go ahead.
All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
Read.
They hiss and gnash the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
They say, we have swallowed her up.
All praises, because that's what Esau did. Esau was there when we were destroyed and they took our villages. They were ready for us to fall. The so-called Edomite. That's why the Most High is so mad at him, man. Because why? He did a lot of dirt back in the ancient days, but also even present day. Because they what? They did what to us, Ak?
They hiss and gnash the teeth.
Uh-huh.
They say, we have swallowed her up.
Come on.
Certainly, this is the day that we look for.
You hear that? Certainly, this is the day that them Negroes fell. No different from paid in full, whatever that was belly. He was eating a banana. I don't like that. I don't like that this nigga riding clean. That's how the nations looked at us. That's why you got to protect your peace at your job. Listen, the world don't care for you. That's why the Most High is bringing you to this wisdom to keep you safe. And listen, because it's not only the foreign enemy, it's also domestic. Domestic also means your own people. A lot of our people does not care. They do not care about your spirit. They want to see your downfall because why? They're filled of jealousy, malice, and hatred. That's why the Most High said, be continually with what? A godly man. Because like the world is beastly. It just said they plotted on our downfall. The nations. This is why in Revelations 11 and 8, it also coincides with the precept to know that they see us spiritually dead. They know that something's wrong with these people. They're not acting right. And we love it. Because you know why? We get money. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy, nigga. You still? Right? Brother mine. Brother, chicken two for $5? Why does Ishmael know exactly what to give us, huh? They know exactly what make a Negro's lips water. Mouth water. Chicken wings. Give you steak bite sandwiches. Know what a nigga like, man. Huh? Wedges. And then on top of that, you know what a brother can't eat without? Sauce. All styles of sauce. Boss sauce, country sweet sauce, mustard, ketchup. Huh? Honey garlic, got all the wings. Like these nations know how to exploit a spiritual dead people, and the scriptures is verifying it now. Read verse 16 again. Y'all got to underline that. Your enemies. I hate this world because I know exactly what it's filled with. Read it again.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 16.
Go ahead.
All thy enemies.
I don't trust this world. I don't trust people outside of the gospel. Even that, right? Then let's be real. We should trust in Yahweh always, right? Because we know man is slip up. But the point is that the Most High is showing us the separation in what we're dealing with between righteous and the unrighteous. Our enemies and those that are what? Those that actually are, what do they call it in the military? They call us the comrades, right? Those that are joined with you in war. Go ahead.
All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
Go ahead.
They hiss and gnash the teeth.
Come on.
They say, we have swallowed her up.
Read.
Certainly, this is the day that we look for.
Oh my God. Read.
We have found. We have seen it.
Read.
The Lord hath done that which he had devised.
Because the Most High did devise our downfall, but it came through our decision making. Go ahead.
He hath fulfilled his word that he had commanded.
Do you hear that? He fulfilled his word because he already denounced us, right? Remember that Deuteronomy we went over on Tuesday? He made a point to say, listen, you better not mess up. Yes, sir.
What scripture is that?
Where we at, Doc?
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 17.
2.
Excuse me, 2 and 17.
Yeah, we started at 15, now we're down to 17. Read verse 17 one more time.
Verse 17.
Uh-huh.
The Lord hath done that which he had devised. He hath filled his word that he had commanded in the days of old.
You hear that? He fulfilled it. So he accomplished what we just read in Deuteronomy 32 and 26. Also Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. All of those scriptures. He cast us out. Cast us out. Not in no 1946 when Israel was made a state.
Right.
We're not talking about the white folks with those lies that they're giving us. Go ahead.
He hath thrown down.
Yeah.
And have not pity.
You hear that? He's thrown down, not pity. Come on. There's a point in here.
And he hath caused thy enemies.
He's caused what?
He hath caused thy enemies.
Yeah, so you know, Bree, your boss, enemy. Samaya, your boss, enemy. Right? Wherever y'all work at, enemy. If they're not abiding in the law, statute of the Most High, they're an enemy to the cross. The Bible says that. You got to be very careful with how you move and how you think as the Father is waking you up to the reality of what's going on. Go ahead.
And he hath caused thy enemy to rejoice over thee.
Yeah, your enemy hates to see you do good.
Yep.
So he rejoices on your downfall. You think somebody calling up just to check on you? Please. Please. Niggas is busybodies, man. If they was really concerned about my well-being, it'd be more than just once a blue moon. Go ahead.
He hath set up the horn of thine adversary.
He set up their government. He set up them being in power. The horn represents power. He set up what? He
hath set up the horn of thine adversary.
Right, and this is how we know moving forward that who Israel is according to prophecy, right? The Most High is showing us that we're spiritually dead. He's manifesting the truth to us, right? Of what we will be going through, right? To identify, are we these people? To identify to the world who the people of God are. Deuteronomy chapter 28, 68. Let's go through a few curses. Let's go through a few curses real quick. Oh my goodness. Yep. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. Because there's so much more that I really want to show y'all. And we need to get the live stream up because we got books that we want to show. So I don't want to do a disservice. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. I don't want to do a disservice to this class.
Yeah.
Because historians know this information. They know who we are. And this is why the Most High is awakening us all up. You so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, Israelites scattered in these different areas. You got brothers going to Trinidad. You got brothers going to Barbados. You got brothers going to Turkey. You got brothers out there in France. Brothers is putting in work. Why? Because our people are waking up and recognizing, acknowledging in their spirit that they are the children of God. So let's read this. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So if you know any type of history, Israel never went back into Egypt by boat. It never happened. This is a prophecy that Moses is speaking for the future in regards of who? Black people that was sold on slave ships. And mind you, it was way before 1620. We know about the 1620 transatlantic slave trade. You had ships moving in the 1400s going to Spain. That's why you had a lot of black Jews in Spain. And then you had the Spanish Inquisition, where Jews now fled to America. Fled to America, or to the islands, my apologies, to the islands. You had something called Maroons back in those days. Those are just black folks scattered, Read it again. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
But we know we did come to where? Not only South America, Central America, also America, right? Just to let you know, those slave ships that came from Africa, because we were pushed down in there after 70 AD because of oppression and persecution, those ships went to South America first. Then they went to Central America. Then they went to where? America. Huh? There you go. It went from the south up. That's why when you deal with Brazil, you deal with Honduras, you deal with Panama. There you go. Because why? A lot of them are what? Niggas. Those are Jews, biblical Jews that the Most High said was going to happen by us going back into bondage. So Egypt means Mizraim or bondage. We were going to go back into bondage by what?
With ships.
By ships. So what ethnic group of people went into captivity by ships? Somebody tell me. Japanese did it?
Black.
French? German? Norwegians? Uruguayans? Well, yeah, they was there. Norwegians, right? Finland? The Scandinavian countries? No. Negroes. Y'all see that? Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more.
You're not going to see your land. And mind you, we were coming out of Africa in this point. That doesn't mean that we're African because we traveled through Africa. We have a nationality and a heritage, but we were forced in slavery in Africa and then pushed what? Pushed to America. This is why when you go to ancient maps of Africa, you have something called Negro land. You have certain establishment of where Jews lived amongst certain tribes. A lot of the Igbos, the Nigerians, the Cameroonians. When you start dealing with all these different nations, Congo, the Congolese, Ghana, Israel was in these areas. Israelites were forced, and that's for another historical breakdown of how we even got into Africa. Because when you go back to the history of 70 AD, Jews fled from Israel into Africa, fleeing from the Roman persecution. So how can white people hide in Africa? It wasn't so. What'd you have, Kalia?
No, I was going to say this is the scripture that blew my mind to be able to choose.
There you go. Right? And that's the point, though. That was what was being made manifest. And it was also a mystery. Because our people in churches don't even pull this scripture. They don't go here. Not knowing who Paul was even talking about. To the bondman, to the free man, to the barbarian, to the Scythian. You don't even know what he's saying. Because those were all just our people scattered amongst the nations. Even when you deal with a barbarian, it wasn't talking about a caveman. But let's keep reading. Come on.
All right.
It wasn't talking about a caveman. We can go into that. Not today. Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more.
Thou shalt what?
See it no more.
Ain't nobody. Listen, you don't even know where your footprints lie, where they come from. A lot of our people got to do what? Ancestry DNA. Ancestry.com to figure out where you come from. You 20% this, 5% that. Esau know how to keep you stringing you along, huh? But the Most High, through history, archaeology, and more importantly, prophecy, we know who we are. Go ahead. But just showing how to identify who we are, and also how to identify that Israel was going to be in America. Because that's really the point of these scriptures. Israel was already prophesied to be in America. And we're going to go through a few of these curses to identify it. Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Come on.
And thou shalt be sold unto your enemy.
You're going to be sold unto who?
Your enemy.
Your friend.
Your enemy.
Your homeboy.
Your enemy.
You know, he may be the white man, but he ain't too bad.
Your enemy.
Yeah, I got an Ishmaelite, I got an Arab partner, man. You know what I'm saying? He's real cultured.
Your enemy.
These are your enemies that the Father said when we came to this place, we were going to be sold. So what people were sold as cattle? What people were sold as some type of necessity? Black, Latino, and Native Americans. We can pull up the facts. Natives were sold into slavery. That's why I can't finish this class. I got too much raw information to allow it to slide through. Because of the internet.
Right.
Read.
Thou shalt be sold unto your enemy.
Go ahead.
Bondmen.
For what?
For bondmen.
They're going to be slave men. Go ahead.
And bond women.
And bond women. They had our women in chains. They had our men being buck broken.
Come.
You know what buck broken is? It's where you kill off this rebellious nature in a man and with his peers, right? You may have a person that feels a little bit about himself. Now, I ain't gonna do that, sir.
All
We're
right.
going to break your ass then, boy. We breaking your ass. But how he broke him was that he spreaded him all limbs out, raped them in front of his family. And then after he raped him, right, a white male raping a black male, then they had these horses linked to his limbs. They would pull him apart. Death. You can find on your Levi ancient jeans. Those Levi jeans, they actually have an image of buck breaking. But that's what they did to us. Y'all see this? This is how you know we were what? Bond men and bond women. There weren't no Asian men and women over here working like that. They called them what? Indentured servants. We were the ones in servitude. I got some cold history in this book. Cold history, but keep reading. Come on.
And no man should buy you.
Read. That's it on that. Deuteronomy 28:37. Jump up to verse 37.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb.
There you go.
A byword.
Yeah, what's an astonishment? How we live, what we're going through. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. But it also said a byword. You know what a byword is? Nickname. What they call black folks. Throw it in the chat. Let us know what you think and know of what they call black folks. I'll give you a few. Nigga. Spick for the Northern Kingdom. Right? Wet bag. Border jumper. Border bunny. Street cheater for them niggas running from the police.
Damn.
Right? Moon cricket because the nigga's so black, but you can still hear him at night. Yeah.
I just seen a recent video of some white guy was going off on a Mexican lady. He called her taco eater.
There you go. White man called a Mexican woman taco eater.
Go eat some tacos.
Look, that's all he got in his book.
Right.
Dry. Go eat some, because he can't really say anything. Like he can't say don't work. You lazy. We know that America was built off the back of slaves and Northern Kingdom. Our Gadite, Simeon brothers, right? And also Issachar, right? The Aztecs, they had establishments. Yeah.
Esau trying to make fun of Issachar. With,
Right.
With the movie, it's like a cartoon movie called The Minions.
Right. Okay.
And if you listen to them, they kind of like speak in Spanish.
Okay.
If they speak in English, they have Issachar accent.
Oh, okay.
And I was watching, I'm like, oh, what the hell?
That was what you catching?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, these dudes is diabolical.
Right. There you go. Because we know that is that they're preying on us, right? They're waiting at every opportunity to mock us, to now ridicule us, right? So it just said that we were going to be called what? Proverbs.
And bywords.
Bywords. Go ahead.
Among all nations.
Whether
the Lord sent shall lead thee.
There you go. Wherever you go to, you're going to be known as these bywords. Savage, right? Whatever they try to call us. Deuteronomy 28:48. Let's go into some more curses that identify how Israel was going to be in America. So we know that we were brought here on slave ships. We also know that the so-called white man and the other nations, they all have different terms for us. The so-called African man calls us what? A kata, which is cotton picker. It's all mockery on all levels, man. On all levels. Right? What else? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Come on.
Therefore shall thy serve thy enemy, but which the Lord shall send against thee.
Do we agree that America is a place and home of our enemy? Why you say that? Samaya, why you say kind of that? Say that again. Do you agree that America is the home base, right, of our enemies. Why? Why? A little bit loud, I can't.
Everything you're seeing is going on in the world. Also, what we're reading now is the first.
There you go. So you see their attributes. Who else got something? How do you, since you agree, what do you see to attest that Esau is the devil? You know what I'm saying? That the Bible speaks of, but also, like it says, our enemies. And because
I'm going to angle of social media.
okay,
So like
social media.
if you see what's popping up on the algorithm,
Yeah.
you know, it's everything you see in the world, but for America, you know, it's all destruction.
Right.
You got the you know, the so-called influencers. You know, they not teach you any knowledge. You know, they not showing you the proper way to do things. You
Right.
know, people who scamming on there. You know, Esau controls the algorithm, so he gives you what he want to give you.
Right.
As far as finances, your health, even like people to be around. You know, they try to make it like the world, you know, got it going on because they're going on vacation, or you know, they if you're not spending this type of money, you're nothing.
Right.
So as far as, you know, by definition of the enemy, which I want to read after this, is all to do you harm in the mind.
There you go.
You know, and the definition of enemy, it says
Right. Yeah, I was in that the other day.
it
Yep.
says a foe, an adversary. It says one who hates another and wishes him injury.
There you go. And we just read that in Lamentations is that they were waiting for our downfall.
Right.
And this is what we got to understand more importantly, even in your relationships. I don't want to make this on a relationship class, but it's a good point to bring out how they like to inseminate certain ideas in our women to cause now chaos in the household because they don't want to see a thriving family. They don't want to see, as they call it, the nucleus family to be productive. So brothers and sisters, we have to be aware of our enemy and the psychological warfare that they put us in and done to us for us not to appreciate each other. Like the Most High is all about growth, development of our nation. And we do have to understand that our enemy is at a such high level than we are. We're just finding out that he's the enemy.
Right.
We're just finding out that a lot of us, our flesh is the enemy to ourselves. So there's a lot that we got to look at to understand what we're dealing with, because the Father is bringing us to this mindset, man, of elevation, of understanding, of wisdom, to recognize what he already said was going to befall. Right? I like that part just with social media, right? But finish this real quick. Come on, Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Read it again from the top.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Is everybody with me? Okay, go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou send thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Come on. So go ahead.
In hunger.
And what?
In hunger.
And hunger. So we got to go to what? You got to go to the Arab man for your food. Go ahead.
And in thirst.
Uh-huh.
And in nakedness.
Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
We're what? We are under an oppression system. We're in slavery, being oppressed in this American-induced system. America-induced society. Do y'all see that? It says, you know what's so crazy is that they make this so comfortable for us that we don't recognize that we don't have any restaurants like that. And if we do have them like that, we're not going to them. We got to now fit their style of clothing, not knowing that they're making you more feminine as the day go on. Like men, we shouldn't be flaunting off like areas that should be covered. I'm not trying to see your booty. What the? Oh, don't look at that. Nigga, that's what clothes is for. To cover it up. Right? Same thing with sisters, man. Like it was a woman, we went to the grocery store. Oh, that was today, right? Man, Esau had the nerve to come in there, man. She had to at least be 450, 450. I looked at her feet. She had some small flip-flops. I'm like, damn, them things can't breathe. It's thin. She had these short pants, belly hanging out, tattoos on her arm. and had the nerve to put in headphones. I said, oh yeah, you trying to go in there dressed as you want to, but still avoid reality. It's nasty to see that, huh? Y'all see this? We got to deal with the system that they created. No different from you seeing two grown men, 6'5", wearing dresses, holding hands together, acting like that's it, huh? Like it's cool. We was in a dollar store for getting some stuff over for Passover, right? Man, Jake was at least 6'8". I ain't never seen a nigga this big, man. 6'8", 6'10". He was wearing leggings. He had a wig on. He was a giant. I couldn't believe it. I low-key, I said, oh no, man. I said, look at this, man. Look at this. That's America's system that we have to sit here and do what? Deal with it. And don't say nothing about it, right? Now it's hate talk. Hate speech. Yes.
I gotta say it, because I remember when this talk, I was like,
A little bit louder, come on.
a dude like him will beat you down as soon as you look at him.
He got 50, 11 demons. You say something crazy, he ready to go to work.
Let's go.
Kicking off flip-flops. You better not talk to me. You better not get in a fight with a cat like that, man. Nigga got demons on him. Man, listen, thought I'm telling you a long time ago, if they can take pipe, you better fall back. You better fall back. Cats got spirits on them, man. You getting wally-wop, man. Right? Thinking the cat can't fight. He got all that brutish, demonic spirit on him. You trying to come peaceably and check a cat. He choke slam you in front of everybody, man. You know? But the point is that we're under this oppressive system, which shows that what was prophesied of the curses that was going to befall Israel is happening to us. Y'all see that? And I'm going to do one more scripture, and we're going to cut it because I can't go into the rest of the class. Go to Jeremiah 3:18, because there's too much that I have to show you that also adds to the prophetic word of the Most High in how we know that we are Israel, but also what was going to befall in the last days. But this is one of these prophecies. This is one thing that was stated of old in the ancient days of what was going to be happening in what? 1920, 1950, 1970, 2000s. More prominent now. Right? So Jeremiah 3 and verse 18. The Most High is going to be reviving us. Right? But what is one of the signs of us being revived? Let's read this. Come on.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 18.
And this is where a lot of unlearned Christians fail to understand how the Old Testament, right, is being fulfilled in the New Testament. A lot of you unlearned Christians fail to understand that the Old Testament is being fulfilled in the New Testament. And this is one of those prophecies that's being fulfilled. Let's read it. Come on.
In those days, the house of Judah.
The house of what?
The house of Judah.
The house of Judah, which is the southern kingdom, right? That was disbanded in 933 BCE. Whenever we were split, the kingdom was split. Go ahead.
Shall walk with the house of Israel.
Shall walk with the house of who?
Israel.
Israel was split also, but in 722 BCE, they were eradicated to Assyria. All right? Southern kingdom was eradicated finally in 70 AD after Christ. So you know what this means? That means that our kingdom that was split was going to end up coming back together. These individuals, northern kingdom, southern kingdom, northern Israel, southern Israel, we were going to identify these individuals by what? Them coming back and living in the same land. Read it again.
In those days, the house of Judah.
Go ahead.
Shall walk with the house of Israel.
That means we were going to be together. Go ahead.
And they shall come together.
Read it clearly.
And they shall come together.
Oh, yeah, my apologies. Go ahead.
Out of the land of the north.
We were going to now come out of the land of what? Captivity. The land of the north just represents captivity. It represents where? America. Keep reading. Come on.
To the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers.
This never happened in the scriptures yet. It never happened.
Yeah.
During Christ's time, southern kingdom and northern kingdom was already separated. That's why when you go to John chapter 7 and verse 35, Christ or the disciples asked, where is he going to go to? Is he going to go unto them that are dispersed? right? Matthew chapter, let's go there real quick. Let's go to that one. John 7:35.
Go.
Let's go to Matthew 15:24 to understand what the Father already said.
7:34.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 35. Right?
Oh, John. You said,
Yeah, John 7:35.
John chapter 7, verse 35.
Right, John chapter 7 and verse what?
Verse 35.
Go ahead.
When we start up, or
Oh, you can start up. Yeah. To the, yep.
verse 33.
Come on.
Then said Yahushua unto them,
Uh-huh.
Yet a little while.
Go ahead.
Am I with you?
Right.
And then I go unto him that sent me.
He was now speaking of when he was going to return to the Father. He was going to die, resurrect, and go to the Father. Go ahead.
Ye shall seek me,
Uh-huh.
and shall not find me.
Go ahead.
And where I am,
Go ahead.
thither ye cannot come.
He was going to be in a different realm. He was going to be with the Father. Go ahead.
Then said the Jews among themselves,
Come on.
Whither will he go,
Uh-huh.
that we shall not find him?
Where will Christ go that we're not going to be able to track him down? We can't see him anymore. Go ahead.
Will he go unto the dispersed?
Will he go into what?
The dispersed?
We already went over that, right? Deuteronomy 32:26. We were going to be scattered. So the disciples knew about what? Northern kingdom.
God.
Because these Jews were what? Southern kingdom.
God.
This was now the dispute dealing with Paul. Because Paul was a disciple of who? The northern kingdom, aka the Gentiles. Because we were scattered.
God.
Go ahead.
Will he go into the dispersed?
Come on.
The Gentiles?
Amongst the Gentiles, because our people were going to be amongst the other nations.
God.
That was already prophesied. Go ahead.
And teach the Gentiles?
You hear that? And teach what?
The Gentiles?
Because that's where our people were at. Do y'all see that?
God.
So going back to Jeremiah 3:18, the prophecy is that Judah and Israel shall walk together and then come out of the land together.
God.
Back into what? Righteousness. And that's only going to happen when Christ returns. So what is it giving? It's giving now identifiers to recognize who northern and southern Judah and Israel are. And that's what? The so-called black man and Native American man and Latino man coming back together.
God.
Right? So let's jump to that Matthew 15. Actually, go to Matthew 10 and 5. Give me that one.
5.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5. Right? Matthew chapter 10 and verse 5. In regards of what? The prophecy come into fulfillment. This is one thing that they don't understand. Because a lot of these Christians think, what, everybody's God's people. No, that's not the narrative that we keep reading. It says Judah and Israel shall walk together. Not the damn Moabites. Not Ishmael. Not Hamite nations.
Yeah.
We can show you where exactly. They're going to be out the kingdom. Stop playing.
God.
You do err not knowing the scriptures. But we're going through this because the Most High is awakening us to how we will be awakened and what to look for. He said you're going to see Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom walk together. So when you go through history of even here in America, the North American Indians, the Seminole Indians, those are our Northern Kingdom brothers, right? From the tribe of Reuben and the tribe of Gad that started to intermingle with who? Judah when we came on slave ships. Oh yeah. This is something that you can't avoid. This is something that the Christian pastors can't get out from, right? Or any other type of so-called theologian professional. Let's read this. Come on.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 5.
Matthew 10 and 5. Come on.
These 12 Jesus sent forth.
I want you to hear this, Devontae. Christ commanded them to do what? Go ahead.
And commanded them, saying,
Uh-huh.
Go into the way of the Gentiles.
You hear that? It says, go not.
Oh, it's black.
Yeah.
Go not. Very important. Read it again.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Don't go into the way of these other nations. Go ahead.
And into any city of the Samaritans.
Don't enter in any city of the Samaritans. Go ahead.
Enter ye not.
Don't go into it. Go ahead.
Verse 6.
No, oh yeah, go ahead.
But go rather.
But do what?
But go rather.
Instead of going to these other nations that the world thinks is going to be saved, go where?
To the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
But let me ask, well, why is Christ saying that they're lost? Why would Christ be saying that his people are lost?
Because they don't know who they are.
They don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. Anybody else? Yes.
They've been discontinued from their heritage.
They've been what?
Discontinued from their heritage.
They've been discontinued from their heritage. What else you got? Why is he calling them lost, Azariah? Why is he calling them lost?
Because they're sinning.
They what?
Sinning.
They're sinning, yes. What else? We've been going over all day. We were what? We were cast in the other nations. Right? He put us amongst these other nations. That's why we're lost. We're in Rome thinking what? We Romans now. We're in Africa thinking we from the Bantu tribe. Or not, Bantu is Israel, but still.
Right.
Bantu. We're under different what? We're under different names now.
Yeah.
We're Vikings. Right? We're the island, we're the Irish. We're the Highlanders. Right? We're the Britons. We start following these other different, or going underneath these other different names.
Yeah.
This is why Christ said, go unto them that are what? Read verse 6 again.
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Read.
And as ye go,
Come on.
preach saying,
So as you go and teach, go ahead.
preach saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Get your spirit right. Lock into the wisdom. Lock into this knowledge that you're getting. Jump back to that Jeremiah 3:18. Because if you go through the history of the Bible, we know that northern kingdom and southern kingdom were separated all the way back in 933 BCE. 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. Or my apologies, 3,000 years ago. Right? 933, we're in 2025. We're about 3,000 years apart from when our kingdom was split. So we no longer reconnected as a whole ever in history. But the Most High is saying in Jeremiah 3:18 is that prophecy is saying is that in the last days, in those days, which means the latter end days, Judah and what? Read it again, verse 18.
Verse 18.
Yeah.
In those days,
Come on.
the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel.
Come on. Yeah, they will walk together, which means we'll what? Conversate. That's why you got so many Puerto Ricans that act like Judah. We the same people. We get along so well. Right? When you go through history, we were always intermingled together. Before the 90s, before the 2000s, before the 80s. Listen, before the 1800s, we were already mingled together. Y'all don't know it. A lot of our people don't have that history to know that this prophecy came to pass hundreds of years ago. And it wasn't when we were with Esau, because we know that they're not a part of Israel. So it says that they're going to walk together. Go ahead.
And they shall come together
Uh-huh.
out of the land of the north.
Yeah, they're going to be in one mind, coming out of the land of the north, being saved from oppression. Go ahead.
To the land that I have given.
Yeah.
for an inheritance.
There you go. So the Most High has given us these identifying markers to be able to recognize who the children of God are. Two different type of nations, or one nation, many different characteristics, was going to be what? In the same land. And when you look at American history, right? When you look at this continent's history, Native Americans were here, slaves were here, Latinos were here, and now you got all of our other brothers and sisters what? Coming. Y'all see that? So this next part is going to go into that aspect of the Great Awakening, is that Judah and Israel coming together in captivity. We were all going to be captive together here in the great city, right? When you read that Revelations 11, we were all going to be what? Spiritually dead, discontinued from who we are. But that was that Great Awakening. So we're going to hold off on that and bring that to you next class, so that we can go ahead and give you not only the scriptures, but I also want to give you the scholastic information that's going to nail that in, right? To show forth that this has been going on for a long time, but the Father's word, he was going to make sure it was fulfilled. The things that he said, it was going to be accomplished. So any questions? Any questions? Yeah. So this is my angle for this first part in regards to just the Great Awakening. This is not a coincidence of how so many Black, Latino, and Native Americans are putting on fringes. They're calling on the name of Yahweh. They're calling on the name of Yah, whoever, Yeshua, right? Whatever name they want to use, right? But they're still calling on the true image and worshiping the Father to the best of their ability.
God.
This ain't, come on, man. This ain't something of like a lot of these foolish, unlearned, I'm going to keep saying it, Christians are trying to portray like this is some type of satanic movement. Nigga, please. You don't know the scriptures. And you wouldn't be able to break this down for me either. And there's many more on top of Jeremiah 3:18. So y'all get it, right?
God.
Right. I have to rewind this class because I missed so many key points. Shalom. Right. All praises, LaShawn. We're going to come back with that part 2 to really finish this class out. I was trying to get it in today. We had technical difficulties. The water for y'all for maintaining on the live stream. We can go ahead and get ready, Ak. Any questions?
God.
All right. So with that, VA is going to be live tomorrow, most high willing, and we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.